Maradona. Diego Armando Maradona was one of the greatest soccer players in history. He was born in Lanús, near Buenos Aires, and started his career playing for Argentinos Juniors. He had a very poor childhood and his contact with football was early. At the age of 9, he took a test, known in Brazil as a sieve, to join the base categories of Argentinos Juniors, until then a small club in the city of Buenos Aires. That was the beginning of a successful career. Maradona's debut as a professional player took place in the same team he joined in the youth categories, Argentinos Juniors, on October 20, 1976. He was only 15 years old and entered the second half against Talleres, a team from Córdoba, but saw his team being defeated. In the Argentinos Juniors youth team, Maradona was part of Los Cebolitas, a children's team made up of players from the 1960s generation that enjoyed great success in youth competitions in Argentina. Altogether, Los Cebolitas were undefeated for 136 games, and Maradona became one of the greats of that team. After playing in the 1982 World Cup, Maradona was sold to Barcelona, from Spain, and began his career in European football. The Argentine star stayed at that club for 2 seasons and won 2 titles there, the King's Cup and the Spanish League Cup. In 1984, he was sold by Barcelona and transferred to Napoli, in Italy. In the team from the south of Italy, he stayed for 8 years and marked Neapolitan history, being one of the great players of that team and being part of the best team in the history of Napoli. At Napoli, Maradona was one of those responsible for winning the great titles in the team's history. The Neapolitan team was champion of the Italian Championship on 2 occasions, in the 1986-87 and 1989-90 seasons. Maradona's Napoli also won an Italian Cup, in 1986-87, and the UEFA Cup, a continental tournament, in 1988-1989. In early 1991, Maradona tested positive for cocaine and was suspended from football for 15 months. After the suspension ended, the Argentine player expressed his intention to leave Napoli, and he was sold to Sevilla, a team from Spain. His time at Sevilla was not successful and was marked by the Argentine player's relationship problems with the Andalusian team's board. In 1993, Maradona returned to Argentine football. He closed negotiations with Newell's Old Boys, Rosario's team, but played only 5 games there and did not score a single goal. In early 1994, he left Newell's Old Boys and was again tested for doping, this time for 5 different substances, and again suspended for 15 months. The 1986 World Cup was played in Mexico and was the greatest tournament in Maradona's life and in the history of Argentine football. In that competition, he played in all 7 games for his national team and scored 5 goals, being chosen the best player and conquering the vice-top scorer of the tournament. In addition, his performance against England was immortalized, highlighting the famous hand goal, titled by himself as Mano de Dios, Hand of God, and also the anthological goal, in which he took the ball from the Argentinian defense field and dodged all the English players that appeared in his path. On November 25, 2020, at the age of 60, Maradona suffered a cardiorespiratory arrest, which caused the death of the Argentine.